the Spy Uganda, the Spy Television, Andrew Irumba Live, the Investigations Desk. I'm with Comrade Robert Tunner. Robert Tunner is an American businessman who has been deprived of $1 million in Kampala by Ugandans, fellow people here, fellow Ugandans. And he has been fighting for justice since last year. I am told that his first encounter, when he got this problem, he went to CPS and he reported the case. And since then, last year, he says he's here to get justice. So we are here to hear more from him. Mr.
Yes.
Robert.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's just, the whole process in Uganda is getting very frustrating. Of course, everywhere you go, people want money and a handout to do their job that they're already paid to do.
People, everywhere you go, people want to be given a bribe.
Oh, to investigate a crime.
To investigate the crime. Okay.
The people investigating the crime want paid from the victim. And this isn't just from me. I've spoken to now that some of these stories have aired, several victims have reached out to me, and I've gotten in contact with them, in other countries as well as the U.S. And it's the same story for everyone. You get into the criminal justice system and nothing happens. It's you got to pay money here, and then to go to the next step, you got to pay money there. So it's come to my conclusion is that it's just how Uganda makes a living. It's just corruption and.
No, it's not how we make a living. It may be a certain group of people.
A certain group of people.
Not
yes.
all of us.
Yes, but it's very frustrating. When you have people that they say they're helping you and they're
so
just trying to reach in your
Mr.
back
Tunner,
pocket.
tell me something. When you
Yes.
went to police, CPS, when you reported the case,
Well-
what happened now?
Well,
You
originally,
reported the case last year at CPS. What have they done since then?
originally we reported the case at Mineral Police.
Mineral Police headquarters.
Yes, back in November. I went to the States, and then when I returned in January, nothing had been done. So once I returned, I got a hold of Julius Caesar, who acted right away. He was very, very good about acting right away, getting things to happen.
Caesar, the commandant of the Mineral Police.
Yes, he was very...
He acted, he did his job.
Immediately.
He arrested the suspect.
Immediately.
Then what happened?
Action was taken immediately, and I must commend Caesar. He did a fantastic job at the beginning. And, once they start raiding houses and going to houses that I was taken to that, part of the crime was taking place, things just start to slow down. So my frustrations, basic things were not being done or followed through with. So we went to anti-corruption, and anti-corruption took the case over.
You went to State House Anti-Corruption Unit.
I did.
This one led by General Isoke.
Yes. Yes, so I met with the general, and he assigned an investigator team, and once again they got on it right away, made significant progress, and where we're at now, it's just little things like a handwriting analysis has taken 4 weeks. What? You can look at them. I mean, anyone can look at them. And why does it take a handwriting analysis a month to process such things? And then the bank was not forthcoming with video requested from anti-corruption, as well as policies and procedures. And so, Stanbic Bank is it's blatantly obvious. All of the people that have contacted me, there's one commonality. Stanbic Bank. Stanbic Bank is the commonality. So
all the people that have been defrauded,
that have contacted
ways,
me,
that have confided in you, talked to you, they end up at Stanbic Bank.
every single one. And it's always the same story. We wire money into an account. The client, where we wire the money into, they immediately go and withdraw hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash. But there are no suspicious activity forms filed with FIA on these accounts. So now that we've got their policies and procedures, we know that suspicious activity reports should have been filed, and they weren't. So, but Stanbic Bank still gets their percentage for withdrawing cash from their bank. So, they're still making their money. But in my particular case, Rachel Tamale, who works at corporate, was listed on my pro forma invoice as the contact at the bank. Well, she didn't work at the Garden City branch.
Rachel Tamale
Rachel Tamale.
works where?
She's at corporate.
At the corporate.
Yes.
Then on your transaction, she comes at the
Yes.
Garden City.
Exact. Yes. She leaves the corporate office to come to the Garden City branch to fill out the paperwork for Maxim Advocates and Sheila. So Sheila had called her, said that she was having frustrations at the branch, and I'm assuming probably because the manager wouldn't comply with what she was asking. But Rachel willingly will run down to the branch and
From the corporate and to the branch.
yes,
huh?
yes, yes. She made 3 statements to anti-corruption.
She was summoned at the anti-corruption.
She was summoned to anti-corruption.
She made 3 different statements.
3 different statements.
Number 1,
Number 1, I don't know Mr. Turner. I'm not familiar with this transaction.
number 2,
Number 2, Sheila called me, was frustrated with the branch, and needed my assistance. I went to the branch.
number 3,
Number 3, Sheila called me, was frustrated at the branch. I went and filled out the wire for the branch and executed it. Why are you leaving corporate? Why are you doing this? And why are you lying? Makes you wonder.
So, is Tamale still working at Stanbic Bank?
Yes.
With all
To the best of my knowledge, she still is today.
with all these glaring testimonies and evidence, she's still.
Yes, Stanbic Bank, like every other money laundering accusation that's been made against them, oh, we're innocent, we do nothing wrong. But they don't follow, KYC documentation processes. And they're not reporting suspicious activities. So, of course they're not, because they're getting large deposits in their bank, collecting large fees for those cash withdrawals. Of course they're not going to report this. And it doesn't help the loan that they just signed with the government. So I have no confidence that the government is going to step in and help with this.
You have lost confidence in the government.
I have no confidence at all in the government. No.
So now, when you reported to State House Anti-Corruption Unit,
Yes.
have they taken your matter to the level that you feel you're satisfied?
I think they've done a very good job about building a case with hard evidence. They're very confident in the case that Stanbic Bank one, broke policies, their own policies, and is complicit in participating in money laundering, which is what we feel they're doing. The individual that the money was wired to sent the money out immediately to companies that have nothing to do with my transaction, and my invoice clearly stated that this was a material purchase in Dubai. Yet they're sending out wires for equipment purchases and food purchases. They're sending money to food vendors and shipping companies that have nothing to do with my transaction. So, but I'm not telling you anything. This is a common theme. This is the Ugandan theme. Let's go let's all work together and steal from a foreigner. Let's all eat.
I want to think that that's the work of a few individuals in Uganda. Really, like I for one, I don't think I have that mentality.
No, there are a lot of good people here.
It's a group of people maybe with that mentality, but I don't know. I hear your file has been forwarded to the DPP. Have you heard about it?
It's my understanding the file's been submitted to DPP.
Submitted to DPP. So you're yet to hear from the DPP.
Yes, we're confident that when DPP reviews the file, there's sufficient evidence in there that the Stanley Bank will be sanctioned. If they're not, with the evidence that we've submitted, that will solidify my opinion of the intertwined cooperation between officials in the bank. It's theft. It's number one, it's theft. And then the bank cooperating with the theft and laundering the money out of the accounts. It's nothing more than just common theft.
I'm told that there is one of the companies that we are being wired their money to.
Yes.
Right now their money is being frozen by Standard Bank.
Well, apparently there's two companies. I've asked for this information and I've yet to receive it physically. But verbally, apparently two companies, Alwine International, which is based out of Dubai. They have a branch here. Some money's been wired into their account. That's been frozen, as well as I believe it's Lucky Ocean Shipping. You've got the company, I believe, is significant. More money than was wired into the account from the thief that stole from me.
The thief.
More money than was wired into the account is being held right now.
It's being not frozen.
Yes. So there's some hope that there's recovery there. There's money to be recovered. But we need the cooperation of the bank.
That's to their advantage. If Standard Bank is freezing that money and they're not passing it on to you, it is to their advantage still.
Absolutely.
It is to their advantage, not to your advantage.
Absolutely.
If they were getting it and paying you, you would say, yes, we are cooperating. But now,
well, there has to be a court order, and you have to go through the process to actually receive those funds. They can't just release that money to me, or the account holder would have to acknowledge the release of the funds. So they can't just simply give me the money. But yeah, the Stanley Bank is benefiting by those funds being held in their bank. And I'm assuming those are probably funds from maybe another victim.
yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
So now, but do you have confidence, Mr. Tunner, that the system, the judicial system of Uganda will give you justice?
No.
You don't have?
No, every victim that I've spoken to, cases, one victim I spoke to from Canada, their case has been going on for 7 years. And they have hopes that they're on the verge of settling their case, but I don't believe so. I've got another friend from Europe, I won't say what country they're from. The case has been going on for over 5 years, and they've received a judgment. Now the judgment is being appealed, they're confident that they're going to seek a resolution to it, but I'm not. I'm not, and we've all been speaking. I believe, and I commend you for the stories that you've ran, all the other media companies. of course they want compensation to run a story, which is a totally new concept to me. In the United States, stories are ran just on merit, as opposed to wanting paid to do your job. But no, the consensus that we've come to is that I think our best action is to just use social media in each of our countries and get into the executive and judicial branches of each of our countries through social media, explaining what's going on here and at the level it's being, that it's taking place at, and just expose that to the world and the banking system, the global banking system. But yeah, Stanley Bank. I mean, in my case, blatantly obvious what they've done in some of these other cases. just a lack of reporting. I'm not saying the bank themselves stole our money. That's not what I'm saying. But the lack of reporting that could have stopped this before the money was wired out is a simple procedure. If they had done their job, Maxim Advocates and Sheila, they wouldn't even have an account because they would have stopped this years ago. I wouldn't even know Sheila or Maxim Advocates. So yeah.
How did you get into contact with Maxim Advocates and Sheila? Who recommended you there?
Initially it was the shipping representative, Farouk Kasol, who is a Ugandan.
Called who?
Farouk Kasol.
Farouk Kasol.
Yes. It goes by Hajib also. He requested that we change our wiring instructions for our transaction in Dubai. Our money was originally going to United Emirates, and if the money had went to United Emirates, we wouldn't be having these problems right now because United Emirates will step in. They don't allow this type of criminal activity, and they get involved immediately. He requested that we send it to Maxim Advocates so that it's an escrow and that they will make sure the invoice is paid. So that's how I first became aware of Maxim Advocates, and then after I was here for a while, Sheila reached out to me, and we met, and she gives me this sob story of she was in a horrible financial situation, and she was desperate, and when Farouk called her, she doesn't normally do this, but she was going to do it this one time for her $90,000 commission,
That she was doing your business for the first time.
Oh yeah.
She had never been
I don't normally do this. And now that I've gotten to know her, she's a very manipulative, lying woman, and is at the heart of all of this. And still sends people, still trying to scam me, still sends people trying to contact me. And at this point, it's almost becoming comical, the games that she's playing. But while she hides in Nairobi,
you even know her hiding. A hiding place.
I know the hotel she was at yesterday.
She's hiding in Nairobi.
Yes. She has, she doesn't know, some of the victims of hers know a lot of people. And one of them knows everywhere she goes. Yes. And is, not imposing any physical harm, but is not going to let her go from this, and is going to recover his money. So, and will chase her to the end of the world to get his money back. It's just a principle at this point. So, it's yeah, she's her and her group of people that she sends are, you know, very manipulative and you know, promise things, and you know, she even went so far as to refund me some of my money.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sheila refunded some money.
Yes.
You are lucky, you guys. You are lucky. Sheila refunded some money.
Yes, yes.
How much?
She's refunded me about $30,000.
From almost $1 million US, she has refunded 30.
Yes.
So now you're demanding 970.
That doesn't even cover my hotel and travel. I mean, what is this? Pennies? What is this? A tip?
But at least at least she has refunded. And now you bring a different angle of this investigation, because at first Sheila had denied any knowledge
Yes.
to do with you
Yes.
and the transaction.
Yes.
Now when you reveal that she paid she refunded some money, that's an admission of the crime.
Oh, of course.
She paid some money.
Of course, yes.
Hey.
Yes. Yes, she's admitted to it. Yet she still walks free.
So it means if she had some good money, she would have paid all the money. Maybe she doesn't have now. You can see she has a spirit of paying back. So it means maybe she doesn't have right now. If she had the money, she would have paid you.
Yeah, she has money. She has money in Nairobi.
If she paid you 30,000, 30,000 is a lot of money, my friend. 30,000 in Ugandan money is a lot of money. 30,000. So if she has money to pay that, maybe she has a good heart of paying back, but she just doesn't have money.
I don't believe. She has restaurants. She has businesses.
Yeah, you even know her businesses.
I know the businesses. They may not be in her name, but I know the businesses.
Damn.
She has money. She just likes to play games. Yes. Yes. You
So
know,
with
I
whom
mean,
was she in this game? Those that you can remember. Was she doesn't do this alone.
yeah, I mean, you know, some of the people that they brought me here to meet, you know, they're involved. I don't want to disclose that right now, as the investigation is still active. Sheila's the one that's communicated with me the most, and that has given me, you know, the most information directly. But no, the others that are involved are quickly being exposed. But you know, they're all. We know what these criminals, what they do with their money is they get the money and go live this lavish lifestyle for a few months or a few weeks until they find their next victim. But the one commonality with everyone that has reached out to me, the criminals are not all the same. You know, this network is huge. But the one commonality is Stand Big Bank. Stand Big Bank is the one commonality amongst all of the people that have reached out to me that have been victims. Stand Big Bank is where their money went. Yeah. So, you know, all we're asking for is refund my money. You transferred my money illegally out of Sheila's account. Refund me my money.
You want Standard Bank to refund your money, and business closes.
Yes.
That's the end of the story.
That's the end of it.
So suppose they don't
Continue to do your criminal activity.
Suppose they don't do that. What are you going to do?
Me and the
What
others,
are you planning to do?
the others and I, like I said, we've come to the conclusion that social media and influencers in our respective countries, as well as reaching out to the executive and judicial branches of each of our respective countries, is going to be the best route. I mean, you could stay here and pay money to investigative organizations, media, you know, everyone that comes into contact with you, and you get nothing. We would rather take those funds. I mean, for $50,000 in the U.S., I could get a lot of social media coverage, a lot. And the difference in the United States is the reporters and influencers, they just want the views. That's how they get paid, is the views. They don't want money from me. They just want the story. They want the story of the corruption and theft, that's taking place in Africa, and especially now, with the conflict that's going on, and, over in the west of us in the eastern Congo. Now that there's some attention in this area, stories like this are going to get a lot of traction, and just warn Americans to stay away, as well as people from Europe and the Middle East, and stay away from this place. Don't invest money here. The government and the banks, they protect the criminals. They don't hold them accountable. So I would say if this took place in Rwanda, it'd be a different story.
Well, they can't even allow it to happen. They can't even allow it to happen because Rwanda protects its investors. You cannot come and defraud an investor and they leave you scot. You pay a price.
So why is Uganda protecting these people? Why?
I don't know. I have no answer, my brother. I don't know.
Because it's what pays for everything. Theft from foreigners. It's very deep. A lot of people eat from this. We all know this.
Hey.
A lot of people eat
from this fraud.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
From this whole concept of frauding foreigners, lots of people eat.
Last time I heard that when you sent money to Maxime,
yes,
it was immediately wired to a refugee.
The next day. Yeah, so I sent the money on the 12th. She received it on the 13th. And then on the 14th is when she wired the money to Muhammad, which at this point we all know is running a hawala.
A refugee.
Yes.
A refugee receives money.
$750,000.
A refugee
immediately goes into the bank, collects $100,000 in cash, wires the other $650 immediately. So, and we've got his bank statements. This happens not on this dollar amount every month, but a significant dollar amount. This happens every single month.
The refugee receives hundreds of thousands of dollars every
month. Every month.
A refugee.
Every month.
Is he really a refugee?
Where does he receive it at? Where does he receive the money? You tell me, what bank?
Stanley Bank.
Yeah, exactly. What branch?
City Bank.
Garden City and Forest Mall. All of these cases.
Garden City and Forest Mall.
Garden City and Forest Mall.
Two branches.
Yes. Who's eating at the branch? Is someone eating at the branch? Makes you wonder. And why does corporate continue to allow this? What are their fees? I'm curious, what are corporate's fees for the cash withdrawals? How does that affect their books? These large wires and deposits coming in. What effect does that have on their financial statement? Probably a lot. Yeah. Tens of millions of dollars a year. A lot. When the common Ugandan, what do they deposit in cases? I know there's a case right now that a power of attorney stole like $750,000 from accounts, and the signatures weren't even close. Anybody could look at the signatures of the principles of the business and what was on the power of attorney. They didn't match. They're not even close. So it's just, this is rampant. It is just rampant, and once again, there's one common thread between all of these. It's always one thing.
And now, maybe that's the only one you know, but there are many.
I'm sure there are other incidents. I'm sure that it's not only Stanbic thing. But the ones that I'm aware of, Stanbic thing.
That's the only aware of.
Yes.
Okay, maybe unless there is something else you'd like to share that I have not asked you about in your conclusion.
You know, in my conclusion is I would like, as I've said from the beginning, I just want my money back. I don't want to cause harm to anyone here, you know, through social media. I don't want to have to do that. But, you know, we're left with no options.
Mr. Tunner, in your final remarks, if I asked you to describe Uganda business ways, the environment that Uganda gives you as a businessman, what can you describe Uganda?
Stay away. Stay away.
Hey.
Stay away. There's just too many. There's just too. One, the systems are not in place to protect investors. So when these types of things happen, and I'm not just talking about this industry, but you know, as we had talked about Rwanda, these things will not be tolerated in Rwanda. They won't be tolerated because if you're going to grow your country and you want outside investment, your investors have to be protected, whether if they're in this industry or any industry. And so, you know, if you don't have investigators and laws in place, you know, like in most of these cases, that it's receiving money on false pretenses. What is that? This is not receiving money on false pretenses. It's theft and money laundering. It's clear. But legislation, they don't have these laws in place to go after the criminals.
No, those laws are there, Mr. Tunner. Uganda has those laws.
Yeah, but they don't pursue them.
Yeah, maybe that's another question.
Yeah.
Uganda has the best laws in our region here. Uganda has the best laws.
No.
Maybe implementation may be a different thing.
Yeah.
But the laws are there.
Yeah.
The laws are there. Anti-money laundering act, anti-money laundering, they are there. Good laws.
Yeah, but they don't enforce them.
Maybe that.
They don't enforce them. So they give people a slap on the hand and turn them loose.
So, like I ask you, if somebody asks you to describe Uganda in terms of business environment, you say, stay away.
Stay away.
Ah.
At this time, it's not a good environment. You know, even we wanted to invest in tourism and other industries, but if you cannot get cooperation and protection and something like this that is so blatant, how do you expect to get help, you know, in a simple business transaction? So it's just, the trust is just not there.
Well, Spy Uganda, the Spy Television, Andrew Irumba Live. I've been talking to Comrade Tunner Robert, an American businessman who claims he has been defrauded over $1 million here in Uganda. And he says since last year he has not got justice. And in his last remarks he says, actually, when he goes back to America and the businessman asks him, would you like to come to Uganda to do business, would you simply say, stay away from that country. It's not conducive for you to do business. So, that's him.
Thank you.
Andrew Irumba Live, thank you so much. Thank you, sir.